This guided practice is an invitation to gently explore the many aspects of yourself that have supported you throughout your life, each one playing a role in helping you to arrive here in this moment just as you are, whole and enough. Often we can feel critical of certain parts of ourselves, pushing them away or wishing they were somehow different. These responses are common and understandable because some parts may feel uncomfortable, confusing, or even unwelcome. And yet, each of these aspects of you emerged for a reason. They developed as ways of coping, creative, protective responses to moments of overwhelm, pain, fear, or shame, often shaped in times when your needs were not fully met. In this practice, we'll begin to shift our relationship with these parts. Rather than pushing them away, we'll gently turn toward them with curiosity, with care, and at your own pace. As trauma therapist Janina Fisher reminds us, healing doesn't come from erasing parts of ourselves, but from welcoming them. Within each of us, there's a core aspect, a steady, grounded presence that can hold space for all the others. This is what is known in internal family systems as the self. It's the part of you that feels calm, capable, and connected, able to listen without becoming overwhelmed or reactive. It carries qualities sometimes described as the 5 Ps: presence, patience, perspective, persistence, and playfulness, as well as the 8 Cs: compassion, curiosity, calm, clarity, confidence, courage, creativity, and connectedness. As we begin our practice, see if you can find a position that supports both comfort and easeful alertness. Your eyes may be closed, resting in a soft gaze, or gently open. From here, you're invited to gently connect with your own sense of self. You might recall a moment in your life when you felt safe, open, or at ease, when some of these qualities just mentioned were naturally present. You may recognize this as the way in which you intuitively soften, settle, and feel at home when you're in nature. Your capacity to remain unruffled in the face of challenge and to respond to yourself or others with a natural sense of warmth and compassion, or an instinct to engage with life in ways that feel silly, playful, and free, like when you find yourself dancing spontaneously like a wild thing while cooking in the kitchen, or singing in the shower like the lead singer of your favorite band. And if this connection feels unavailable or no memory comes to mind, that's perfectly common and okay. You might instead bring to mind someone or even something that embodies these qualities for you: a trusted friend, a beloved pet, a supportive presence, and allow that sense of friendliness, ease, steadiness, and care to be your anchor as we move into this practice. As you continue to connect in this way, you might gently imagine yourself or this self like resource in a place that feels peaceful and supportive. And if you already sense yourself in such a place, you can simply allow that feeling to deepen. However, you're invited to engage your imagination here in whatever way feels most natural, allowing a setting of safety and ease to begin to take shape around you. Perhaps you find yourself beneath a forest of tall, aromatic pine trees. The air is crisp and fresh, the wind sighing softly through the branches as you look out over a still, open lake. Or maybe you're resting on warm sand, the sun gentle on your skin, listening to the steady rhythm of the waves as they come and go like a soothing lullaby. Or you might imagine yourself in a cozy cabin, nestled near a crackling fire while outside snow falls gently, wrapping the world in a soft hush. There's no right place, only what feels most supportive, steady, and nurturing for you in this moment. Resting in this space, you might take a moment to notice what's here, any sensations in the body, perhaps even naming them quietly to yourself as a way of allowing this sense of support to deepen. From this place of ease and steadiness, we can begin to gently invite different aspects of yourself to join you here, one at a time and in their own way. You're creating a space where each part can feel seen and heard, honored and welcomed, and all the while, your wise, grounded self remains present, holding space with care, able to meet whatever arises without reactivity or the need to push anything away, offering the same presence and attunement you might give to someone for whom you care deeply, and remembering that you may pause this practice at any time or bring it to a close entirely. You know what's best for you. If it feels okay, you might begin by gently bringing your attention to a part of you that's been feeling low, heavy, discouraged, or disconnected in some way. There's no need to force anything, just noticing what begins to come into awareness. And when you're ready, you might invite this part to join you here in this space of calm and ease, letting it know it's welcome just as it is. From this place of steadiness, you might gently turn toward this part with curiosity, perhaps asking, "What would you like me to understand about how you've been feeling?" Allowing whatever arises to be here without needing to change it. If it feels supportive, you might also ask what this part is trying to do for you or what it may be trying to protect you from, remembering that even the heaviest feelings often carry a protective intention. Sometimes these parts take on roles like pulling inward, shutting down, or making things feel smaller in an effort to protect you from overwhelm, emotional pain, disappointment, criticism, or even the fear of rejection or failure. And rather than analyzing or fixing this, You're simply listening, letting this part be seen, heard, and understood in its own time and in its own way. Whatever this part has shared with you, if anything, you might take a moment to thank it, acknowledging the ways that it's tried to support you. You can even imagine offering it a warm embrace or a gentle bow of respect and recognition, and allowing the part to choose whether or not it would like to receive that. And you can now gently let this part know that it's welcome to stay with you as you continue, or if it prefers, to step back and rest somewhere that feels safe and easeful for it. There's nothing it needs to do or hold unless it chooses to. If it feels okay, you might now gently bring your attention to a part of you that feels shame, or a part that tends to pull away, go quiet, or keep distance from others. There's no need to search too hard, simply noticing what begins to arise, if anything at all. And when you're ready, you might invite this part to join you here in this space of calm and steadiness, letting it too know that it's welcome just as it is. And from this grounded place, you might gently turn toward it with curiosity, perhaps asking, "What would you like me to understand about you?" Making space for whatever arises without needing to change it. If it feels supportive, you might also ask this part what it's hoping to do for you, or what it may be trying to protect you from. Sometimes these parts work very hard to keep you safe by encouraging you to stay small or quiet or guarded, especially in moments where closeness or vulnerability may feel risky. And rather than trying to challenge or change this, you're holding space with the intention of understanding, noticing how this part is tried in its own way to care for you. And whatever this part shares with you, if anything, you might take a moment to thank it, quietly acknowledging the ways it's tried to keep you safe. You might imagine offering it a gentle gesture of appreciation, perhaps a soft hand over your heart or a quiet nod, allowing this part to choose whether or not to take that in. There's no need for anything to be accepted or changed, only what feels right for this part at this moment. And letting it know that it's welcome to remain with you as you continue, or if it prefers, to move to a place that feels more supportive or comforting to it. As you're ready, you might now gently bring your attention to a part of you that feels anxious, or a part that tends to evaluate, scan ahead, or try to stay prepared for what might go wrong. There's no need to identify anything specific, just noticing what begins to arise in awareness, if anything at all. And when you're ready, you might invite this part to join you here in this space of ease, letting it know it's welcome here in whatever way it's showing up. And from a place anchored in the steadiness of self, you might gently turn toward this part with curiosity, perhaps asking, "What would you like me to understand about how you try to help me?" Allowing whatever comes to awareness to be present without needing to shift or fix anything. If it feels supportive, you might ask this part what it's trying to prevent or what it believes might happen if it were to let go of its vigilance. Sometimes these parts work so hard to protect you by encouraging you to stay ahead of things, to prepare, to do more, or to hold yourself to very high standards in order to avoid pain, rejection, or disappointment. And even when it can feel intense or critical, there's often a protective intention beneath it, a belief that being alert or self correcting might keep you safe. Rather than judging or pushing this away, you're simply creating a tender space for what's being shared, gently noticing how this part has been trying in its own way to take care of you. And whatever this part expresses, acknowledging the effort it's made to help shield you from hardship, rejection, or stress. You might imagine offering it a gentle gesture of appreciation, perhaps a softening around the eyes, a warmth in your expression as you hold it in kind regard. And gently offering this part the space to choose whether or not it would like to let that in, or whether there's something else it needs right now. And letting this part know that it too is welcome to remain with you as you continue, or if it would prefer, to move to a place that feels safer, quieter, or more comfortable for it. You're invited now to gently bring your attention to a part of you that uses humor, sarcasm, wit, or even silliness as a way of moving through the world. There's no right thing to find here, just allowing your attention to rest lightly, noticing what, if anything, begins to make itself known. And when it feels right, you might welcome this part here with you into this open, supportive space, just as it is, and from a space of inner calm, engaging with this part from warmth and curiosity, perhaps asking, What would you like me to understand about how you use humor and silliness, allowing whatever's present to unfold in its own way without trying to control or manage it? If it feels supportive, you might also ask this part what it's trying to help you avoid or what it might be protecting you from. Sometimes parts like this work to create safety or connection by making things lighter, more playful, or even a little silly, helping to soften moments that might otherwise feel vulnerable or exposed. And beneath the humor and silliness, there can often be a wish to stay safe from rejection, criticism, or the pain of being seen too closely. Rather than trying to change this part, you're simply creating space for understanding and acceptance, noticing how it's been trying in its own way to help you navigate closeness and emotional safety. And whatever this part is communicated, taking a moment to pause and thank it, quietly acknowledging the care and effort behind what it's been doing for you. Perhaps offering this part a gentle gesture of appreciation as well. Maybe a soft smile or a tenderness in your expression as you meet it here, honoring whatever feels right for this part in this moment, whether to open to this care or to choose something else entirely. And you might let this part know that it's welcome to remain with you as you continue, or if it would prefer, to step back or move somewhere that feels better suited to its needs right now. Taking a brief moment now to quietly offer gratitude to each part that's shown up and shared themselves in this practice today, acknowledging their courage, their effort, and their willingness to be seen and heard. And now you might gently take a moment to sense into who and what is present with you here in this space. You might notice if any parts have stepped back to rest or care for themselves in their own way, or if any parts are still here with you, perhaps having settled into a sense of calm, steadiness, or friendliness that's available in this moment. There's no need for anything to be different right now. You're just noticing and gently acknowledging that however things are is okay. There's no right or wrong way for this to be. This is all simply information. And you might also take a moment to recognize the intelligence in all this, that each part knows what it needs in this moment. And perhaps there's a quiet sense that you can remain in relationship with these parts, even as this practice begins to come to a close, knowing that connection is not limited to this moment alone. You might gently let them know internally that you'll continue to check in with them and that they're always welcome to connect with you in their own time, on their own terms, whether inside or outside of formal practice. As you relate to yourself in this way, bringing curiosity, openness, and warmth, you may begin to notice parts of your inner system responding, perhaps softening in their own time, not because anything has to change, but because they're being met with care. And over time, as this way of relating is practiced again and again, there can be a gradual building of trust within these parts, a sense that they don't have to hold quite so tightly to the roles or burdens they've carried, and that new ways of being may slowly become available. As this practice comes to a close, you might allow the image of this quiet inner world to gently fade and begin to allow your awareness to return to your immediate surroundings. Perhaps first noticing the natural rhythm of your breath without needing to change anything, simply sensing into its steady presence. And when it feels right, you might begin to invite gentle movement back into the body, the fingers, the toes, hands, and feet, maybe softly rolling through the wrists or the ankles and letting the body reawaken in its own time. You might softly blink the eyes open if they've been closed, or gently widen your gaze if they're already open, allowing the space around you to come back into clearer focus. And before fully transitioning, you might take a few final easeful breaths, noticing any sense of steadiness, openness, or presence that remains, and offering yourself appreciation for taking this time to turn inward and to meet yourself with care. And as you prepare to move on with your day, you might carry with you a simple reflection from internal family systems founder Dick Schwartz. The more we learn to recognize and honor all of our parts, the more possibility there is for inner peace and balance. Thank you for your practice. Be well.